Greetings everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to take a look at 5 things I consider to be great about Star Trek Online. You might not know based on some of the complaining I've done in the past, but I actually like this game. I feel it has unique features which separate it from other games and makes it worth my time and money, despite the many negatives. Don't worry though, we'll get to those negatives in their own video, but suffice it to say the positives still outweigh the negatives for me personally. Unlike my top 10 C-Store ship list, these are in order of importance. Number 5. It's Star Trek. I've heard people say that if this game didn't have the Star Trek license, then nobody would play it, or that if a better Star Trek game came along, they would switch over. While I can certainly see where they're coming from, and I can't imagine what theme a game like this would have otherwise, I don't completely agree, which is why this item is only number 5. However, the theme is a huge part of the appeal. I'm a big Star Trek fan. My wife and I are about to finish rewatching Voyager after rewatching TNG and DS9. All the Trek things, big and small, help the immersion and fantasy quite a bit, even if we are far more murderous and less ethical than our on-screen Captain counterparts. Having said that, I have enjoyed plenty of games that aren't Star Trek themed, including other MMOs, so while it does help a lot, I'm not here solely for the Star Trek. Number 4. The episodic storytelling. Speaking of being here solely for the Star Trek, I think the storytelling in this game is strong enough to recommend it to people who are Star Trek fans but don't like games. The fact that they have gotten the original cast into the recording booth to reprise their roles is nothing short of a miracle. Unlike other MMOs that have you spend most of your leveling time collecting bare asses for a new satchel and some XP points, in Star Trek Online we get to rub shoulders with Garrick, or Geordi, or Tilly, or any number of other Trek alumni in episodic story missions that make you feel like you're part of the various TV shows. Even the original story arcs are very good, sometimes. The Iconian arc is a fan favorite for a reason. They took disparate elements and characters from all over the franchise and wove them into an engaging story with epic scope and execution. The Victory is Life campaign alone ought to be a must-play for any fans of DS9. And who can forget that Kurland is here? I know I can't. Number 3. The space combat. I've been playing this game for about 7 years, though I honestly couldn't tell you exactly how long. Star Trek on the label is what got me to download it, but it was the space combat that hooked me and kept me. I fell in love with it immediately, and I'm not tired of it yet. There's just something magical about the space combat in this game. They really managed to capture lightning in a bottle. It combines amazing visual spectacle, a complex three-dimensional play area, and the classic feedback loop of crushing your enemies, seeing them driven before you, and hearing the lamentations of their women. Number 2. The build system. There has been a trend in gaming that I've noticed over my lifetime. Every game wants to include quote-unquote RPG elements into their games, which usually just means an experience or leveling system they can monetize, and yet games that actually offer satisfying and meaty RPG systems are disappearing. One of the very best things about this game being 11 years old is that if it were made now, we almost certainly would not have the depth or intricacy of the build system we have now. Part of the reason the space combat has stayed fresh for 11 years is because it has constantly evolving and diverse ways to engage with it. This is a problem for new players, but after you take the time to learn all these systems and options, there are few other games out there that can offer the same level of engaging gameplay. I believe this is one of the reasons STO has such a loyal player base filled with people who come back after they take breaks. This game really does offer something special you're hard-pressed to get elsewhere. Number 1. The community. I realize this sounds cheesy, and it is, and you can certainly find the most vile hive of scum and villainy in the ESD chat, but for the most part the community is simply amazing. Star Trek is a franchise that is built upon the utopian progressive vision of Gene Roddenberry that someday humanity will learn to cooperate and become better than the sum of its parts. I'm a cynical person who's served in war, and I've seen some of the worst humanity has on offer, but I'm also optimistic enough to want to believe in Gene's vision. Star Trek Online is mostly a cooperative game. Everywhere you look, you'll find people giving up their time and resources to help their fellow players. We have an outstanding wiki, edited and maintained by an army of volunteers, multiple helpful Reddit communities, even if r/sto has banned me, and a wonderful YouTube community that I'm proud to be part of. We have a dedicated group of players running the DPS channels who built the parsers and keep the servers running. Inside the game, you'll find plenty of helpful fleets, and at the end of the day, the community has helped make the game as much as the game has made the community. And that's my list. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. What do you think's the best thing about Star Trek Online? Let me know in the comments. I'll pin my favorite response to the top. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to see more of my content in the future. Keep an eye out for the top 5 worst things video. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye.